I stand as your #1 fan, and no, I'm not ashamed. Never had my father's, but you gave me your daddy's name. You're the ink to my pen, you're the theme to my song, so the signature on my heart reads Purnell Strong. We asked Yahweh for a baby, then he gave us 4 junior deacons, become apostles, couldn't ask for more. Though we didn't have boys, had 4 beautiful queens. Now this is royalty, Purnell dynasty. Our destiny was handcrafted by Yahweh himself. Our legacy is victory, our purpose is our family. So grateful because Papa P taught you responsibility to love us unselfishly. Amazing is your loyalty, your mama smiling endlessly. It's truly sweet. Through death they gave you strength, now your mission stamp complete. New chapter begins, a new story is told. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome to the Lyricism of Life, episode number 7. Welcome. I want you to hit the share button, bring someone in to journey with us today. We're going to have some fun tonight. This is episode 7. Episode 7, I want to thank everybody who has been watching, who has been tuning in, who has been downloading, who has been sharing. I want to thank you all because we are taking this journey together and we are changing the world together. We have something to offer and, you know, we're not apologizing for it. So welcome everybody. I am the lyrical apostle, Pastor Pasha. So you know that we're going to have a good time tonight. So please invite someone in so that they too can share in this journey with us. How's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's good. Get those hearts up in the chat. Definitely want to, let me start by saying this too. I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Dame Dash Studios. I know you've seen the socks that he put up of Yah Squad. I want to thank him for the big shout out for, you know, supporting our brand, actually for creating the socks for our brand. We're doing big things. We want to thank you, Mr. Dash, for that. That is awesome. And we're definitely going to get some Yah Squad socks. So get on in here, everybody. Let's have a great time tonight. I love you guys. Again, thank you so much for your support. So I'm just waiting now for Babe to click in so we can get it started. Let's get started. I want to talk some more about love and the power of love, because love possesses a power that so many people they dismiss based on what they've been taught love is. So let's get ready to get started. Live with the bishop. Going live with the bishop. Going live with the bishop. Going live with the...
Hey, babe. How you doing?
Hey, babe.
Great. Beyond great. Yahweh's great. Yahweh's worthy to be praised.
Yes, he is.
Let's feel that power and that energy. Bring that power and that energy. Energy is something that can be felt.
Definitely. So, I want to talk today about the power and the energy of love, because love moves mountains. So today I want to talk about how love moves mountains. And so many times, you know, when people don't know what love is, they're taught the wrong thing about love. The way I grew up, I was not taught the true meaning of love and the power love possessed, because I was raised by people who didn't really know the power of love. But tonight I want to dig into how love.
What do you mean you were raised by people who didn't know the power of love? Explain that. Maybe you should kick a rap too, though. It's Lyrical Apostle. Come on.
It's the Lyrical Apostle. Okay, hold that thought with the love. Let's get started. Speaking of love, I wrote this rap basically as a prayer request for my brother. So keep him up in prayer. I always pray that he hears Yahweh's voice. So again, this is a beat from the Apostle of Tracks, Timmy Chris. So let's get it started. There's power in love. Power in love. Yeah. I was coming out of prison, you were going in. I had the same spraying that you used to taste and win. Though I really didn't know what I would pray against. Your freedom on the street, so you give a deadly living. Prison walls with the friendliest, but bunch of friends. 17 years later, bro, yo, you still living. Living peace that Yahweh keeps and he kept you. When all else failed and the guilty verdict broke you. Who would have ever thought the streets could provoke you? You used to be the preacher man with the church shoes. You had a love for he always saw it all in your eyes. Then your uncle started telling you that bitch lies. They said your mother didn't love you because she's paying tithes. Said she never bought a lead on the beat lies. People promising to take you from rags to riches, so they know you from the church sleeping on county benches. None of the nights of the corner of us ever worked. Who Yahweh called you to be way before your birth? Instead of pastor trying to nurture your calling, he wanted to curse who Yahweh called you, called him slipping and falling. Called him lying, denying, all while prophesying. You were being Joe for life. See, he thought you was spying on his reality. He lived a life, a secret homosexuality. I'm gonna leave it there, but both beware. Who you have your kids around, Yahweh called it special. Satan hates you, so he's coming for your prized possession. It's our job to keep your hands in war. When the war becomes, you know exactly what you're fighting for. Yes, we're gonna make it. We were born for this cause, yes, we're gonna take it. And I'm prepared for this cause, all about my promise. Grab my arm if you're lost. I'm the watchman on the wall, I know exactly who to call. Yahweh. Hey. Love moves mountains. Hey. Yeah. Love moves mountains. Woo. Yeah. Love moves mountains. There's a power in love. There's a power, there's a power, there's a power in love. Hey.
I think you could start off by saying how you wrote those lyrics and what those lyrics mean. Then you can rap it again. How'd you write those lyrics? What's those lyrics? Because you said you didn't come from love. So how does that go with what you wrote?
Okay, so when I said I didn't come from love, love
break
is
down the lyrics.
Right. So love is love. Wow, love has so much involved in it. I grew up in a single family home, meaning it wasn't just my mother who was single, but it was her mother who was single. It was her sisters who were single. It was even her brothers who were single, you know. And when I say that they didn't know how to raise us in love, we were raised in a broken system. And that system was given to us by the people who were raising us. You know, it's one thing to receive something from the streets, but it's another thing to actually be spoon-fed from your own household. And so those lyrics come from me writing about my brother who was in prison for like 20 plus years. And the thing is, I started praying for him when I got saved. I prayed for him mostly when I came to the ministry, like 2000. And the thing was, my brother didn't start out as a gangster. He didn't start out as a drug dealer. He didn't start out, gun toting. He didn't start out that way. My brother started out loving ministry. He wanted to be a pastor. Like it was his passion. He pretended
so what
to
happened
be a
to
pastor.
him? What made him leave that?
What made him leave that, and you will hear that in the lyrics, he was clowned because of it. So my mother's brothers, they were drug dealers. They were in the streets. And so it was like a weakness. It's like, you don't have any money in your pocket. Your mother's paying tithes in this church, but you look like a bum. And so that,
Your uncles would call him a bum?
Yes, my uncles would call him a bum. My uncles would call me a bum. But I had a little bit tougher skin and a smarter mouth. So
I had uncles who were gang members, but they never insulted me. Uncle Slim had his own gang in Richmond. My mother, one of my mother's brothers sold drugs. He told me, oh, wow. but serious. But within all of it, I'm just showing you that you could still have people not doing the right thing, but they still got family. They still won't insult family. They still won't hurt family. So I had uncles. Uncle Spencer taught me how to play craps. Taught me a whole bunch of stuff, gamble, and so forth. But I learned so much love from him. So so sometimes some people say, "Oh, you're saying that because they were in the streets." No, my family was in the streets.
Right.
But it's how to protect your family enough to want to be, don't take the wrong way, to want to be legitimate. Yes. And I think that's very powerful. And that's the emphasis upon your story. My dad ran the streets, but he worked 2 jobs. My dad ran the streets, worked 2 jobs, and ran the streets, but always provided and taught me how to provide. Taught me to always be there for my family. I never questioned if my uncles loved me. I never questioned if my aunts loved me. I never questioned if my cousins loved me. Because what I can say is, even if they did the wrong things, we came from a family love. But you can go back. Go ahead. I think that's powerful.
That's very powerful because, like you said, just because your uncles, they were doing things that they should not have, it didn't affect them loving you. But
sound like your uncles were jealous of your brother, but go ahead.
Well, the truth is, I never saw the love for my mother. So it's like I never experienced her siblings loving her. And so I never experienced feeling love from
the majority of her siblings, you know? And to me, when you know love, you don't raise your kids around people or in an environment that can potentially hurt them.
Now you're going back to Bishop John W. Purnell, and that's what Grandpa did. The Purnells at that time were in two places. They were in North Carolina and they were in Brooklyn, New York. And my grandfather, he had like 9 brothers, but he made up his mind a long time ago. He wanted to raise his family different, and sometimes when you do that, you have to make choices. But because of that, Grandpa got his PhD. My father ended up working at the University of Virginia many years at AT&T Bell Labs. Uncle Slim was a manager for years. Sort of Andrew, super smart, you know, all the daughters. But in making decisions, you bring that change. Actually, I believe in making those decisions, you become an Abraham and a Sarah. Because the word says Abraham had to leave his family, had to leave his kindred. I think family ain't family no more if there ain't no love. If
That's
there ain't
right.
no love, there ain't no blood.
But you know, some people find that so hard to accept. And it's like, some people believe regardless of how you treat it, you're supposed to stick with people just because you were born into
that's a
the
definition
same
of abuse to me. If you abuse me, you don't love me.
I agree.
I don't care who you are. If you can't call yourself mama or daddy, if you abuse me, that's not love. I'm not receiving that as love. And I was meditating how many people from our ministry are saved and delivered, but still raise their children in the same abuse they were raised in. Whether that's always being negative, putting your child down. I believe a parent should empower a child to believe they can do and accomplish. I never felt like my parents wanted me to fail or weren't for me. You know,
Right.
I think it's very important and to instill that. But your lyrics are so deep. You know what I'm saying? That's what come. You talk about making fun of them. You remember wearing church shoes.
Yeah, those are all conversations. Those are all things that were actually said. And I remember that. And I remember, you know, the hurt and the pain that it caused them, you know, and you know, just hearing that, it was like, you don't have any money, you know, and it was like, you can't get no girls wearing the clothes you wear. Instead of your
now,
mother
when your uncles was telling him he didn't have no money, how old was he?
Wow, like what, 14, 15?
Well, because in my household, if you wanted money, you got a job. So I started working at Burger King, and I had you know, ADs, leather bombers, sheepskins, you know. But you know, that's I'm saying, you know, different households is different. In my household, you want money, get a job. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. And that's the sad part is he was being told this and he had a job. He worked at Roy Rogers.
Did you see that smoke behind me? Smoke just came up behind me. Did you see smoke come up behind me?
No. Is that the air freshener?
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but I know that you told me that before. But you know, it's hurtful to know that someone always taught ministry growing up and then they had a different outcome. So my prayer is always that he remembers who Yahweh called him to be and he listens for his voice, because Yahweh, I trust Yahweh to keep him.
Well, we have to trust Yahweh because the last report that we heard is that your brother was homeless.
Right, right.
So it's very important. And your brother's younger than me. How old is your brother?
My brother is 3 years older than me, so he's going to be 47 in June. So
we definitely have to send those prayers, send that grace.
Actually 48 in June. Wow, he'll be 48. And so, yeah, the thing is, it's like we talk about, love has to move mountains. And I always said, my mom, she should have gotten us away from that. You know, and that would have been a first step towards, I don't want my son to have the same outcome as my brothers.
Well, I can tell you now, even with us, you know, hey, our street has been messed up for going on 2 weeks. They removed the street, you know, and that alone is motivating me to leave Newark, because I believe, I just believe it's disrespectful. I've never seen such in my life. I believe it's disrespectful to my children, disrespectful to who I am. And I think I love where I live. but you can't love where you live if people are not supporting you, and if you don't have that, you know, and so forth. So in other words, I'm motivated. I'm motivated to do more. I'm motivated to build more, and so forth. So I was listening to that. I believe that when you care for your family, you make a way out of no way. I live where I live. One, Yahweh gave it. Two, it's safe, it's secure. We live in a pretty private location. But if I had none of those things, I'd be gone in a heartbeat. And like I said, even now with the street being the way the street is, I don't believe anybody can do that by mistake. But Yahweh's promised us so much more. And life is so short. You need to surround yourself around people who love you, because love does move mountains. And what that means is that love makes things happen. You know, that's what love does. Love makes things happen, you know, and that's why I'm praying for your brother, because I believe love is going to make things happen. I believe that with all my heart.
Yes, I believe that too. One of the things that I really, really love about us is that I've always felt safe, and not saying like,
of course you feel safe from me. I'm a man. I mean,
right, but
I remember you felt safe when your cousin was threatening you. You know?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
But listen, I felt safe not because, you know, of the fact that you had military background. I felt safe because
now you're using me, huh?
Your love. Let me get out my thought. Love secured me before you being a military man, and so I always knew, like, because you love me, you were always going to make the right decisions. You were always going to think things through, and I'm gonna
tell you why. And I believe when you love someone, it instantly brings honor and pride. Love is a brand. My love is a brand. And I have to protect my brand. The same way someone would protect their block or protect this or that. Love is a brand, you know? So I believe it's very important for us to protect our brand.
Yes.
To protect who we are and who we're called to be. And then I think when I look at our life and our marriage, we don't get things instantly, you know?
Right.
We get things through hard work, a lot of prayer, a lot of fasting, you know? I mean, I didn't get a car until, until 2017 in my name. That was 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. But we always had the patience. But that's what love does.
Right.
Love moves mountains and makes things happen. And that was so sad, even when I think now about DMX. I'm still learning from his story. I'm still learning from what you're teaching. But he needed more people around him that loved him, you know?
And he craved it. He craved it.
He made a lot of people money.
He did.
He made a lot of people made money. You know, if it wasn't for him, there's a lot of people who would be broke today. There was a lot of people who had nothing. And I think if somebody sold something into your life and you could point to that person brought a significant change in my life, you should honor that person all the days of your life. Because in a way, that person became in a way, even if it was a financial parent, that person became a parent some way, somehow.
Right, right. And that's the love that's missing in so many places, in so many areas. And you know what I can say about our ministry, it draws people in because it's quite an experience when you come and you haven't had that love in your life. That's the first thing that grabs you. It's like people are really interested in you, you know? And it was like coming to the ministry, I was like, man, they're really interested in my well-being. And I wasn't used to people caring about whether I succeeded or not. I had to care about myself enough to succeed, but I was never like, I never had that around me where people really cared about me succeeding in something. And so when I met you and when I came to the ministry, this is the ministry that you built. This is the type of ministry that you built. It was like a love curriculum going on, and it was powerful. And so that's what your leadership produced. It produced, you know, people who came from nothing wanting to have something. People who didn't think that being saved was worth it, wanted to be saved, wanted to be ministers. And that was like, that blew my mind, because it was like, I always said I did not want to be a minister. I did not want to be in ministry because of where I came from and what I've known about.
Well, what I believe, and go back to what I said, love is our brand. Love is the name. Love is Yahweh.
Right.
But what's so powerful? Love doesn't beg.
Yes.
Love doesn't beg you to be a part of it.
Mm.
And I think that's also what people, they don't like about my ministry. What they don't like about my ministry, I don't have a problem. You want to be a part of it. I don't have a problem. You want to be part of my family. Because everybody who knows out there, don't take the wrong way, but if you're in a gang, you can't somebody be in a gang who don't want to be in a gang. It makes no sense. But yet you have so many people go to a church that they say they want to be in. You can't be sold out to something you don't want to be in. You know, you can't love something that your heart's not into. But when you do love something, my goodness, you know, you will protect it. You will protect it. Our children is a part of our brand. You know, whatever I put my name on is part. If I'm going to put my name on it, I'm going to love it. I am going to love it. And love within itself is empowering. But love doesn't quit. And that's how come what I feel is love caused me to fight more, to fight some more. And what I can't get about some of the people who confess that they want change, but they haven't changed their circle. They haven't changed their friends. So, you know, hey, you can only be what you love. So some of y'all love an average. You know what I'm saying? You can only be what you love. Whoa. You know, and the greater your love. You know, the greater your love. So, because what is love? Love is going to attract. Love is going to pull. You know, and so forth. Because within love should produce a greater desire. So, love produces a greater desire. It's a desire to do more, accomplish more, and see more, and be more.
But let me add to what you said about circles, because that is like, I think people dismiss that too often. Your circle of friends really does make a difference. My brother could not have ended up in the position he was in if he had a better circle of friends, a better circle, a better circumference.
Your brother's the only one who went to jail too, right? None of his friends went to jail, right? Or did they?
I think the people he was with, one of them had a parent that was a lawyer, so he pretty much didn't go to jail at all, you know. And another guy, I believe he turned on him and he got him jumped when he was in prison. So it was a lot. That was his circle, you know. It's like you really you
heard of a circle of friends? Some people got a circle of traitors,
right?
You know, a circle of traitors,
right, right.
Mm-hmm.
And that always it always tells at some point, because you know people going to scatter when the light hits, and they're in error.
Roaches will. I don't know about all people.
But you know, you said something during one of our conversations that I wrote down, which was very powerful. You said feeling loved and knowing your love gives you power in Yahweh. That is like, that's strengthening, because it's like,
because I mean, that means everything. So it's very important for you to know that I love you. It's very important for you to feel my love. It's very important for my daughters to know that I love them, because a father holds a particular space, but my daughters are going to encounter many different people in their lives, and I never want them to make their life into one person who doesn't love them. People get into trouble when they give people priority in their heart, their mind, and their soul who do not love them. And don't take it the wrong way, but that's supposed to make you lose your mind. You're supposed to lose your mind if you're loving someone who is doing you harm, or loving someone who's not giving you the best. And in order to take back power, you have to remove that person.
Right. Wow.
You have to remove that person. You have to remove that power, and you hold that power, and so forth. And people have to use that. They have to use it, you know, and so forth. But I want my daughters to always remember what love is. To remember, regardless, Daddy loves me, Yahweh loves me, because there's certain love relationships you can renew, and there's other love relationships you have to let die. But a father's love should never die. A mother's love should never die. Uncle's aunt should never die, you know, and so forth. And that's what's so powerful. So that if someone does make a mistake, I mean, they still have that other love coming in They're saying, no, this is who you are. And this I was meditating on this. Not everyone is made in love. When I mean, there's no way that you could watch that story about DMX and not get your heart broke when he said his mom dropped him off to that correctional school. He had no idea. You know, he was ready to go, and they said your mother was gone. He even broke down and cried. That's not being raised by love. That's being raised by abandonment. And when you're raised by abandonment, then you learn not to trust nobody. And within it, you lose compassion for helping others. But what was so deep about DMX, he took a lot of that, even though a lot of it went into crime, he took a lot of that also and put it into the passion of his gift and into writing. And that's why it was so raw. And what DMX did with his craft is what I want to do with my Christ.
Powerful. Powerful. Him talking about how he felt rejection from his mother is, like you said, he created this alter ego where he felt like that person, which was X, had to protect him, you know. And then, you know, a lot of people are not honest how, you know, rejection can build another character in someone. Or
what it made me think about is when you said I wasn't raised in a family of love. And the thing is, I think with DMX, he had a great love for his grandmother. But what happens sometimes is like, well, why isn't mommy? Why isn't mommy being a mommy? And then sometimes you tend to blame the Heavenly Father for your outcome. But I believe in certain respects, this is what happened also with your brother.
Yes, and the thing is, when I say I wasn't raised in love, my mother wasn't raised in love. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like she was raised to accept what was given to her. And, you know, that was wrong. But to be honest with you, I tell my mother when I do speak to her, she's still accepting what's being given to her. And, you know, I just believe everybody should love themselves better and say, you know, I don't deserve this. And then you have to remove yourself from people who refuse to love you the way you're supposed to be loved. It's like, no, you shouldn't accept someone saying you think you're better than me and then they spit on you with a whole other group of people. It's like, when will you say to yourself, yeah, okay, this is not family, this is not love, this is not what I want to be around, this is not who I'm going to raise my children around. Hey, my kids don't know anybody in my mother's family, you know, and that I don't feel sorry for that. Hey, my kids don't know anybody in my father's
They don't know
family.
anybody in your mother's family, because I stipulated and told them I'm not gonna have anybody in my child's life who hates me.
That's right.
I don't allow anyone. If you don't love my children, you can't love me.
That's right.
And I don't have anyone in my child's life who disrespects my fatherhood. I don't have anyone in my child's life who is denying that I am their father, or denying I am their provider, or denying what I do for them.
That's right.
And so forth. You are welcome to love my kids with me, but you're not welcome to say you love my kids while you hate me. Woo! That's not possible. You know, that's saying like you love Jesus but hate God. That ain't happening. You know, that's not happening. I even go deeper than that, and that's what comes. Some people can't take this. Don't say you love me but you hate my crew. And see, that's what some people in my ministry still don't understand about me. Don't say you love me but you hate my crew. That's because if you love me, you have to love my crew, because my crew is my family.
That's right.
You see, that is my family. So that's what come. No one can speak to me about another person in my crew or in my family, and I'm going to come into agreement, because that to me that's not even possible. That's not even possible. And it's so sad. People don't even have small values just like that.
Woo.
Small values just like that.
Just like that.
So on. Yeah. Very, very, very important. Because once again, love moves mountains. But love is not about being unsure. Because if you're unsure, you're not in love.
Right.
If you have to question whether you're in love, or you have to question whether the person loves you, that's not love. And no, that mountain can't be moved. Can't be moved in you, and can't be moved in another. Then another thing I was meditating on is that when you learn the word and the word tells you about yourself, the word is the one that causes you to love yourself. Because the word is in the beginning was the Logos, and Logos was with Elohim, and the Logos was Elohim. Because the word is constantly telling you who you are. The word is constantly defining. I can do everything he called me to do. So in doing that, and me wanting to please Yahweh, I can't please Yahweh without loving what he called me to do. And I can't love what I'm called to do without loving myself. So I understand that I'm loving the Christ, the Yahshua within me that empowers me to usher in change. Right now, even right now, a great deal of the Republican Party and great parts of America, they're basically saying there is no such thing as police brutality, that doesn't need to be changed. And then you have the arrogant white supremacist white cops who are actually saying, well, who are you going to call? I don't need to call you. Matter of fact, I'm not going to, if you're not here to serve and protect, well, I'm going to call you. You're going to murder me. I'm not going to call you. Right. But I find it so arrogant that these people will say, well, who's going to protect you? You are not protecting me now. I mean, if you pull me over for a ticket, you want to kill me. And I can speak from experience because, like I said before, I'm thinking one more time, you know, the guns that I saw with my eyes that were pulled on me were always the police. That's just fact. The people who tried to rob me and accuse me, well, and my life has always been the police.
Wow.
You know, and so forth. That's real talk. But the thing is, love also believes things are going to get better. Things will get stronger, you know? And I believe that. And, you know, and I think, you know, love brings people together. And I believe,
Definitely.
believe our ministry does that too, you know, and so forth, you know?
Yes.
That's powerful in itself.
Right. Love is inviting. And people have to stop suppressing love based on what they've experienced in the past. Because, you know, and sometimes you just have to take that risk. You know, you can be sheltered and say, I'm going to protect myself and have this defense mechanism. And, you know, you'll miss out. And so I had to learn that. I had to learn that it's okay to let your guard down, because if you believe that Yahweh loves you, then you have to believe that he is not going to allow anything to hurt you. And so in letting your guard down, you invite love. Letting your guard down, you take a risk at receiving love, you know? And
well, let's talk about what love is and what love is not. Love is not hate. Love is correction. Love is hard conversations.
Right.
Love is not always getting your way. Love is not always your side winning. Right. Love is compromise. Love is understanding. Love is working things out. You know, love is giving people space to make sure they love you. You know, love is allowing someone to be who they are. Because how you gonna love somebody if they don't know who they are? I think the worst thing you can do is be in love with Sybil. You don't know who you coming home to. You don't know who you talking to. What's your name? I'm Legion. We are many. You know, I don't know who I'm coming home to. I need to know who I'm coming. I need to know who I'm talking to, and so forth and so on. I think all of that within itself is beyond powerful, beyond great. But it should strengthen. It should empower. You know, and that gives me a joy of encouragement.
Right. Love also makes you want to be powerful enough to, you know, to love someone else, you know, because it's like you said.
Love is Kai kissing me tonight. Kai kissed me, and Kai liked to kiss in the lips. And after she kissed me, it's like, ew, you had ketchup. I hate ketchup. I never tasted ketchup in my life. And she just
let Kai kiss you with ketchup?
Babe, I didn't know she had on ketchup, you know? I didn't know she had ketchup.
Wow, that's the power of fatherhood. I'd have been put in hell if I kissed you with ketchup. Wow. Yeah.
Well, we're going to build a home gym. You can love me there. Come on, why
don't play with me. You just want me to say don't let me slap you on this live every week. I don't understand.
You can't smack me from upstairs.
You want me to threaten you every week on this live.
But
Dave, don't play with me.
That's what love makes. Come on, babe, do the rap again so you can break it down. Come on. You gotta learn how to just push a button and do it.
Yeah, but my computer has a password.
You could take that off, but I think it's powerful because you need to break down and explain that, because it's powerful within itself, you know. And
yes,
so much is taking place, you know. Doc about to be a billionaire. We about
Let's
to
go,
Doc.
Doc. Let's go,
You know?
Doc.
Come on, look like you're gonna do something.
I'm making sure it comes on.
Do some energy.
What?
Huh? Energy.
Don't talk through the rap, all right? The lyricism of life.
I have to.
I was coming out of prison, you were going in. I had the same spraying that you get your case and win. Though I really didn't know what I would pray against. Your freedom on the street, so you give a deadly living. Prison walls were the friendliest for what you friends. 17 years later, bro, you're still living. Living peacefully, I would keep and he kept you. When all else failed and the guilty verdict broke you. Who would have ever thought the streets could provoke you? You used to be the preacher man with the church shoes. You had a love for Yahweh, saw it all in your eyes. Then your uncle started clowning you, they cut your lies. They said your mother didn't love you, she was paying time. Said she never bought them leads or them feed lies. Things were promising to take you from rags to riches, so they look you from the church and sleeping on county benches. All of them nights on the corner, no one ever worked. Who Yahweh called you to be way before your birth. Instead of pastor trying to nurture your calling, you want to curse you. Yahweh called you, caught you slipping and falling. Caught him lying, denying, or while prophesying that you would be in jail for life. See, he thought you was spying on his reality. He lived a secret life of homosexuality. And I believe it never goes beware. Who you have your kids around, Yahweh called him special. Satan hates us, so it's coming for our proper possession. It's our job to teach the hands of war. So when the war becomes, you know exactly what they're fighting for. See, we're gonna make it. I was born for this cause, yes, we're gonna make it. And I'm prepared for this cause, all about my promise. Grab my arm and get lost. I'm the watchman on the wall. I know exactly who to call, Yahweh. Hey. I know exactly who to call, Yahweh. Get them hearts in the chat for Yahweh. I know exactly who to call, Yahweh. Hey, hey, hey. Yahweh, Yahweh. Put your hands in the air. I know exactly who to call.
So did you kick Ron off that song? Didn't Righteous used to be on that song? Don't worry, I'll see Righteous on here. You ain't got no more.
Who is Righteous? I don't even know what Righteous is. The Righteous want to be on the song? Oh my gosh.
No, but the part that you wrote, the guilty verdict broke him. What do you mean by that?
Oh wow, I can just see it. You know, I was in the courtroom and he really believed that he was going to beat that case. You know, he really believed that, and I was taken back because a lot of it I didn't know. You know, I felt like, and I told him later on, I was like, you know, there's a lot of stuff you didn't tell me.
You saying that? Let me say something real quick. I counsel a lot of people, you know, with pandemic, I really haven't counseled only on Zoom. But, you know, I was called to court to testify about my counseling and about, you know, certain things. And when under cross-examination, I wasn't prepared for what the prosecutor was going to say. And the prosecutor was like, do you know such and such raped such and such? Do you know he raped her with a knife to her throat? Do you know he went to class with her every day? Did you counsel him on this? How did you counsel him on rape? How did and I didn't even know I was there for that. And that's wrong.
You felt betrayed, right?
I think sometimes people need to be honest. You know, they need to be honest. You know, back in the day, I used to always wear a collar, you know. They need to be honest who they're inviting and what they're inviting them for, you know. And I had to answer honestly. I ain't never heard that stuff before, you know, and so forth and so on.
That is
and we had
powerful.
This guy was around a lot of teenage girls in the ministries. I never knew that, you know. But if this person didn't even have the decency to tell me that, can he be trusted now? You know.
But listen to this. What you're saying is so deep because
how many people get married to people like that?
I know, wow.
Yeah.
But recently, what's so powerful about that is you had someone bringing you with your collar as representation where you didn't know anything about what they were trying to bring you to represent. And that
which is a form of deception.
Right. And that's the thing. Like I was talking to someone recently and said, You should never say that you communicate with someone when you don't, because if you say that, then you're saying this person knows about some things that I've done, or this person is in communication with me and they're really not. So they can't vouch for you for something when you really don't communicate with them. That's a form of deception. And so him bringing you into the courtroom, just like I felt deceived being at that trial, because I was like, you can't advise when you're not informed.
You can't. You not only can you not advise, you can't pray effectively.
Right. Right.
I'm praying for my sister to be a trillionaire.
Amen.
And the reason I'm praying for her to be a trillionaire is because of the business idea, the future of the climate of the market, and it is beyond possible. And everyone associated with us, we're confessing we're going to have a Facebook moment. We're going to have a Facebook, Amazon moment. But that's because I've seen and prayed for the assessment and what we've been getting in the spirit, you know. But you can't make good love decisions, good financial decisions, good investment decisions,
right,
or good counseling decisions if you're not given the correct information.
Right.
And that's something when you go to the doctor, regardless of what you believe in. When you go to the doctor, that's not when you play church or hold it in. If you smoke, say you smoke. If you drink, say you drink. If you take drugs, say you take drugs. Otherwise, that doctor cannot help you. And you need to be, some of you can't handle this, you need to be more honest with the doctor than you are with your bishop, your pope, whatever. Because if you tell a doctor the wrong thing, you could end up dead.
Wow.
That's why you have to know who to trust and who to be intimate with. You know, love can move mountains. And then some people say, hey, I've been in love, no mountains been moved. Maybe love ain't there.
Maybe there's some hidden mountains.
There's some hidden mountains, but love can move mountains.
Not if you can't see them. Somebody got mountains in the closet.
Well, I believe that's what love does. Love can move the unseen too, but I get your point. You know, I get your point. Mm-hmm. But love can do that too, you know, and ushering that change. But I look for love to move mountains. And what's the biggest mountains in relationship? Arguments.
Right.
Arguments and disagreements. But that's when you're gonna find out how much you're in love with somebody.
Right.
That's you're gonna find that out. You know.
Well, love teaches you how to disagree without destroying.
Well, it does now, because I used to be a very destructive person. And
like
I said, I just keep, if you lose your temper, you lose, you know. And now where I am now, when I was a teenager, I never wanted to be around somebody that I felt I was gonna lose my temper and want to kill somebody. And if so, I had to move. Now I'm taking that to a new level in my daily life. I want to be at peace with everyone I can, especially the people around me, you know, and so forth. I was speaking to my barber, Malik, and I was telling him when I was younger, I believed that I could win anybody through debate. I no longer believe that. I believe you can't win anybody to anything unless they want to be won, or unless Yahweh's in it, you know. So Yahweh has to be in it, you know. So I'm not trying to convince people. I like to hear, everybody who knows me, I like to hear about a person's spiritual journey. It doesn't make a difference what your faith is or what your religion is. I like hearing about other people's spiritual journeys. And I love that, because I compare it to my own spiritual journey. But in so doing, I'm a more peaceful person. Whereas I don't believe you can teach somebody out of something. You can't teach somebody out of something if they really believe in it. So if somebody believes they're really in love and you don't see it, it's not until they see it that they're gonna have a wake-up call. You know, and that's why I pray for my daughters, because you can talk as much as you want to talk, but the other person has to see it, you know, or a way to say it. Their eyes have to be opened, you know. Their eyes have to be open, you know, and that's powerful in itself, because I believe that's one of the things that love does. Love opens your eyes. Even to see some hard things you don't want to see. You know, I believe love, true love, sometimes to tell you if somebody's cheating on you.
Yeah.
You'll
I
know
believe that. I believe
there's
that.
been a change. There's been a shift, you know,
Yes.
and so forth, you know. But that's why it's so important, you know, that it's so important. Some people might not understand what I'm about to say, but there's a lot of people on the street and in street gangs. They have love better than some people in church. And their love is more loyal than some people in church.
Yeah.
That's just factual. You know what I'm saying? And I said that to say that religion doesn't produce love. You know?
Right.
Religion doesn't produce love.
What's so deep about what you said about the street gangs having more loyalty amongst each other? The thing is, though, the people in those gangs believe that they are called together. This is crazy, but that they have a purpose together, that they have the same.
Yeah, because what people don't like to talk about, and this is going to offend a lot of people, there are codes. There's a lot of people who be like, why in the world would you sign up to be in the U.S. military? And you can go and talk about it all you want. I love my nation. I want to defend my nation. I'm willing to give my life for my nation. But one of the things that the nation does, not just our nation, every nation honors their dead. And every nation, when they have lost someone to battle, they esteem them. Gang members do the same thing. When they put a person's picture on their shirt, they do the same thing. And that's what people have to know what they're fighting for. But it's the same honor code. It's the same honor code. That's what come you'll have people enlist in the Marines. The Marines don't draft people, but Marines die in battle. But people still enlist because it's an honor code. And that's what come these honor codes have to be taught in other areas of life. They have to be taught in other areas of life, you know, and it's powerful. You know, it's very powerful. It's the same too. And actually, we see it taking place now with a lot of police officers. Well, it's been taking place for a while. They just view themselves as a gang, and viewing themselves as a gang, they don't snitch. They don't snitch on one another. They want to correct everything in house. It's and a lot of police officers will get upset about that. But they fail to realize in certain instances, they act just like a gang. In certain instances, they act just like an illegal gang. So it's hard for them to condemn the illegal gang when you have the same honor code, just different colors.
Wow.
Same honor code, but different colors, and so forth and so on. And that's what come. I don't see it something crazy. Gang members sitting down with police officers, because in certain instances they have the same code. They have the same honor code. You know,
that is deep.
But that's what, you know, what love and truth does, because love needs a foundation, and I believe the foundation of love is truth. Otherwise, you're in love with a lie, you know, and being in love with a lie or liar, that hurts, you know, that in itself is heartbreaking, and it hurts, and so forth.
That's powerful. That's very powerful. I think that when you really experience love, you begin to understand that love is intentional. Like you want it. Yeah. You want your love to be felt when you have a true love. You know, you want it to be felt. It's intentional. I will say about you that I always feel your love is intentional, whether you're not feeling well, whether whatever, you know, you always.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling well today. Got to get my blood pressure back the way it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pray for the bishop.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it back.
Definitely gonna get it back.
Yeah.
But love, like I said, love is intentional, and love is a strength. Where some people view love as a punk move, or being punked, or it, you know, is made fun of.
I'll never do that, because love is Yahweh. And,
Right,
and,
right,
and when you say, you can't be a punk and say the name Yahweh.
right.
The two don't go together. You know, the name in itself brings forth strength. The name in itself brings forth honor. It brings forth courage. I'm not a
Yes.
perfect man, but I'm a Yah-fearing man.
Mm.
And all of my blessings are because of his name. His name is going to keep me. His name is going to sustain me. Not just me, it's going to keep my family. His name is going to make me into a billionaire because I'm called to bring change, change to communities, change to cities. And I'm very proud of what our ministry has produced. We've produced
Yes.
world changes. We've produced people who believe in themselves, raise children with a purpose, raise children with a purpose, knowing that things are going to get better, greater. We have to move on our words to take the industry. You know,
Mm.
we have to do that. And like I said before, watching the DMX thing, it goes back to the words you got about him and his grandmother. Even before all that was out, it's just beyond powerful what Yahweh has called us to do and positioned us to do. But that's where that love is, and when that love comes in to move those mountains.
You know, seeing DMX's story just reminded me, it's like you said, the people who were called to love him, they weren't, because love breaks chains of bondage. When you have someone that's implementing love in your life and really like getting you to where you need to be, chains of bondage, they
I
can't.
want to ask you something. You say you love me, right?
I say I love you. Yeah, I love you.
All right, I'm checking. Do you?
Of course, yes, I do.
Hey, heavyset girls love me. So listen. Now, I
The
want to ask
devil
you,
is a liar. Go ahead.
now, what if I stop communicating with people and I lost zeal and energy? One, would you think something's wrong with me?
I wouldn't think something's wrong with you. I would know something's wrong with you.
Okay,
Because
why?
that's totally out of your character. That's not who I know. That's not who I married.
So what would you do about it?
Well, first of all, I will have to approach you about it. And then I will have to let you know what I'm seeing. And, you know, I have to engage you in a conversation. But then if there's no change, then I have to, you know, bring other people in to find out what's happening, because that's just not you, you know? That's alarming.
I think it's important because I think there's a lot of people who are in that situation. The person that they love is dying.
Oh,
But if you love that person, you shouldn't just watch them wither away.
right.
Then you have to question your love.
Mm.
You have to question your love. If
Yes.
if you're just watching somebody wither away, somebody die right before you, you have to question your love. With
Or
me,
motive in some
yeah, a
cases.
motive, yeah.
Or motive. Yes.
So if you say you love me, but how much do you love me? If you've seen this change in me and you've gotten me no help. You see this change in me. You haven't done anything to prevent this.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't done. That's not love. If don't say wrong. If you just upstairs eating potato chips, eating ice cream, not washing, not taking a shower. Hey, I feel like to say it, so I'm gonna say it.
Hey, you
How
teach
much
him.
do I
Tell
love
the
you?
truth. That's
How
right.
much do I
That's
love you if
right.
I'm allowing you to wither away? I can see you depressed. I
Wow.
can see you
Wow.
heavy, and then I'll allow you to come to service and fake every day.
Ooh.
Fake. I don't think that's good. Or, for you coming to me every night saying like, y'all squad is making me crazy. Like, yo, put that down. That's not you. This is killing you. But
Wow.
that I brought that up because how many people are saying that they love somebody, but they're dying right before you, and death could be a mountain. I've been fighting sickness, but I ain't dying because every day I meditate. The other day, not the day, yesterday, a minister reached out to me and said that his grandparents, his father, went to Grandpa Purnell's church, and he's doing a history, and he wanted to know if I could send pictures. And I sent him pictures, and he was so thankful. You know what I'm saying? He's like, how are things going? So I was telling him, I said, keep me up in prayer. I've been battling my blood pressure. I'm battling my blood pressure because I went against what my doctor told me. It wasn't an issue as long as I was taking my medicine. I'm sorry. It wasn't an issue as long as I was exercising and not taking my medicine. But now that I wasn't exercising, I feel worse than I didn't feel worse at all when I was taking it. But anyway, now I'm back on my medicine and so forth and so forth. But when the brother asked me how I was doing, that's the way I am. I told him, look, keep me up in prayer. I told him about my kids and so forth and so forth. But that's who I am. I believe in prayer. Because what love gives us is an ultimate goal. And the ultimate goal is, this is Christ Yahshua's perfect plan. Then when you don't feel up to that, you have to war for that perfect plan. The same thing is true about relationship. So if you say that you love me and you say that love moves mountains, what if a mountain is sitting on top of me and you're watching it suffocate me? You're watching me die. And you're not doing anything about it. You know, I want to know, do you want me dead? Do you have another man in mind? This day and age, another female in mind? You know, it's like, but if you're not helping me, how can you say you love me? Now, if I'm already in my own little funk and I'm already hurting, then do you truly love me if you're allowing me to remain in that situation? Okay, for some of you that might be too cold, but if my daughters were on drugs, I would get them help. If my wife was a drug addict, I would get her help. I believe that's what love does. Love does that instantly. But there's some people that they know that their significant other is not well mentally, not well spiritually, not well emotionally, and they're doing nothing about it. That's not good. How about this? I mean, when you're off emotionally, when you're off spiritually, you become a different person.
Right.
And I never want you to become somebody I don't know. Because then if you become somebody I don't know, who am I in love with? I'm in love with the past. I'm not in love with the present. And once you're in love with the past, that means that person no longer exists. And that too could be a dead relationship. You know? So that's powerful within itself. So you say you love me, you know, you say you love me, then you should know when there's significant changes in me.
Yes.
When and we do that with our kids. You know,
right?
We found out one of our kids wasn't going to a class. Another kid. You know, it's like, what is going on? Stop embarrassing me.
Exactly. But look, we got 3 minutes. This has been a very, very powerful, anointed show. Because
I think you need to come on here with more energy.
Oh, I didn't have no energy coming on?
I didn't say they had no energy. I said you should come on with more energy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it should come out of your pores. It should, you know, it's a lot of times you look serious like, hey, everybody, you know.
You always do that. I don't have that street corner look. You be cracking me up like that.
You got that street corner look. You just told everybody you came from the street corner, you and your family.
I didn't say I came from the street corner.
There wasn't no love in that street corner. Alexander, right off of South Orange Avenue.
I did not say I came off the street corner. No, I didn't.
Yeah, you came somewhere off that street corner. Hey, look,
stop playing.
What everybody can attest to, when you married me, I fed you. I fed you. I fed you. I'm sure there's a lot of other married men out there. You got that testimony too, right?
Babe.
I fed my wife.
You fed yourself too. Look at your cheeks, chipmunk.
Oh, my cheeks have always been fat. You know?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, who got fat cheeks? You know. Yeah.
We have 1 minute. Say something nice for the people and stop hiking on me.
Well, I'm not hiking on you. What I want to say is, I believe love moves mountains. I always believe this. I believe your future is always greater than your now. And as long as your future is greater than your now, you always have hope in your today. Ow! Somebody text me that. Man, if I was a cusser, I'd have like 3 cusses on that right there.
Babe, stop. Say goodnight.
If I was a cusser. I'm not a cusser, but that was good. Yeah. All right, babe. Hallelujah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. This is episode
Everybody
7.
keep the doc up in prayer. Trillionaire.
Yes.
Right.
Let's go.
All right. Love all of y'all.
Love you guys.
Love you, babe.
Yahweh bless. Love you, babe.
This has been foretold and sketched by the Holy Spirit. And every Monday night, we will wait to hear it. 3 months, 6 months, Jubilee time to get it. We're the people of the mud. There is nothing that we're fearing. It's party time. Let's celebrate because we're winning. It's like hitting that home run in the 9th inning. This is the day that Yah has made. Let us rejoice and be glad.